Up first, we have some watermelon citrus right there. This one's good. I'm not a big fan of this one, but it's not horrible. The flavor of this one is a pear, I believe, right there. This one isn't horrible at all. It just tastes like sugar to me right there. It doesn't taste like a pear at all, but it's definitely good right there. This thing big right here. This one right here. Let's wash it down with some coconut water right there. That one right there was a definite 10 out of 10. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty? Let's start things off one of these bulldog, is it bulldog or bulldog? Dumplings filled with kimchi right there. Let's try some of this kimchi infused ramen right there. Let's try one of these mushrooms right there. Let's finish things off one of these beautiful soft boiled eggs. Kimchi and ramen normally is paired together right there, but this combination is really good, nice and wild. You should definitely try this one. Let me know in the comment section what ingredient you want me to try next, and let's see what we can do with that thing right there. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty? Okay. No reaction. Now, I'm pretty skeptical this is going to be good or not right there. It has a watermelon beefy smell to it. If that sounds appetizing to you right there. Let's give it a little taste and see what it's tasting like right there. The initial taste is very beefy, but it's quickly followed up with a watermelon taste. Now we went back to the beef, back to the watermelon. It's not horrible. If you didn't have any water in your house and all you had was a can of this here mellow, you can, this one. Now, Ron, fam, I can't even lie to you right there. I've never made chicken feet before, as you can probably imagine, but I found this video by the clueless bushcraft, and I figured I could try his recipe right there. Let's see what he did right there.
Let's clip the nails on the chicken feet here. Let's clip it in here. Now it's toenailless. You want to insect their pads like this, and just cut all that yellow stuff off. These are still edible, it's just you don't want to eat that stuff, you just cut it off.
Oh, he just cut it off right there. He just cut it off like
this. There you go. Done.
Nice and wild right there. He cooked in the pressure cooker for about 10 minutes, I believe, or so right there. And it was all good, nice and wild. Simple. Not that bad. Except I don't really have a pressure cooker, so I went to Target. So I went to Target and did a thing of the thing over here. Pressure cooker acquired right there. Now let's go clip some toenails. That didn't even sound appealing. beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty. Now, you guys gave me chicken feet, and you thought I was scared. But I ain't never scared over it. I ain't never scared over here. Now would you look at this beautiful chicken foot of the foot thing of the thing right there. How do you eat these? Do you just dig in? As you can imagine, there's a bunch of small bones in these toes right there. It's not bad. I thought it was gonna taste a lot worse. I was a little skeptical because of the way they look right there. Because when you look at this thing, you don't really think that's gonna be appetizing. But when you put it in your mouth right there, the meat just falls off the bone, Ramen. This right here is not half bad if I say so myself right there. I'm glad y'all put that chicken foot in that thing of the thing right there. Let's try this soft-boiled egg. Let's finish things off with one of these beautiful soft-boiled eggs. Overall, this dish right here is not half bad. I wish I would have seasoned the chicken just a little bit more. I was kind of scared to over-season it, but it came out pretty good, nice and dry. I'll see you tomorrow. I have no idea what we're eating tomorrow, though. So make sure you check back in. ASMR. I'm gonna wash those ears down with some good old OJ right there. Overall, Ramen, if you ever wanted to bite somebody's ear off, go pick you up some of these pig ears right there. It'll give you that good Mike Tyson sensation when you bite through those things right there. Now would you look at this beautiful homemade ramen sushi thing righty. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had my doubts that this is gonna work right here, but let's see what it's tasting like over here. Now that right there is a definite 10 out of 10. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty? Now I know what you're wondering, Ron fam. What exactly do these eggs taste like over here? Let's start things off with this garlic-infused beef ramen right there. That garlic adds a little extra zang to that thing right there. Let's try one of these dumplings they made right there. That is nice right there. But no reaction. And of course, the star of the show, we're gonna finish things off with one of these 1,000-year-old eggs right there. I ain't afraid of sharing. You want to bite right there? You want to bite right there? Oh, mine? Okay. I know you're wondering what those taste like. It just tastes like a duck egg to me right there. It doesn't taste like it's bad or nothing like that right there. But my taste buds are out of this world right here. This bowl was a definite 10 out of 10. That is about it. Now would you look at this beautiful cup noodle thingity-ding-ding righty. I almost forgot the sriracha right there. Put a little on that egg and a little swirly swirl thingity-ding-ding right there. Now start things off by tasting this Trader Joe's beef right there. That's some good meat right there, just soft and tender. Let's move on. Fish cake right there. Birria infused ramen right there. The juices from the birria means well with the seasoning in that beef cup noodle right there. And what is a bowl of ramen without that beautifully cooked, soft-boiled egg? Now that right there is a definite 10 out of 10. Now would you look at this interesting bowl of ramen before me, righty? I'm not really sure how candy corn gonna taste as like a... But let's just dig in. Let's try the noodles coated with that candy corn heavy whipping cream thing right there. Round fair. Now don't get me wrong, it's not overly heavy whipping creamy taste. You can definitely taste the candy corn, but it's not overpowering the taste of the ramen thing right there. Let me go back in. This low-key is not half bad right there. I taste the mozzarella cheese melting in my mouth right there. Luckily, I can't taste the shrimp ramen, but I think it balances out the taste of the sweetness with the grossness of the shrimp ramen right there. It's like a happy medium in the middle right there. And that cheese. I thought this was gonna be a 0 out of 10. I'm gonna hit it with a 6. Now would you look at this interesting bowl of ramen before me, righty? I'm not really sure how candy corn gonna taste as like a... But let's just dig in. Let's try the noodles coated with that candy corn, heavy whipping cream thing right there. Ramen. Now don't get me wrong, it's not overly heavy whipping creamy taste. You can definitely taste the candy corn, but it's not overpowering the taste of the ramen thing right there. Let me go back in. This low-key is not half bad right there. I taste the mozzarella cheese melting in my mouth right there. Luckily, I can't taste the shrimp ramen, but I think it balances out the taste of the sweetness with the grossness of the shrimp ramen right there. It's like a happy medium in the middle right there. And that cheese. I thought this was gonna be a 0 out of 10. I'm gonna hit it with a 6 out of 10. Yes, man. I honestly don't think it's gonna make a sound when I bite into this thing right here, but let's see what it tastes like over here. Go ahead and close that back up. Make sure it's tight. All around, fam, it tastes like pickled relish over here. It's not nasty. Would I buy it again? Absolutely not right there. This is a definite 5 out of 10. Ramen, I paid $15 for what's inside of this bubble wrap thing right here. Now I know what you're wondering, Ramen. What exactly does this thing taste like over here? Oh God. I can hear the well comments coming from afar. Now, according to the Amazon reviews, these are absolutely delicious right there. Doesn't even look like watermelon rinds anymore. It looks like gelatin that's been sitting in this thing for years right there. What you see in front of you is Japanese samurai mix right there. You don't know what samurai mix is? It's a savory blend of rice crackers in a variety of shapes and sizes. This mix includes chili crackers, sesame seed crackers, seaweed crackers, and plain rice crackers right there. I know what you're wondering about, fam. What exactly do these colorful little dinosaur eggs taste like over here? Shh. ASMR. It tastes exactly how it looks right there. A rice cracker with a peanut on the inside of that thing right there. Ooh, looking like a dinosaur egg. This is the perfect snack to have out there if you were a samurai on the go right there. I don't know if that's why it's called samurai mix, though I could be kidding. I don't think that's the reason why it's called that, but I don't know either. Well, you know, Ramen. Now would you look at this beautiful cup noodle thingity-ding-ding righty.
I almost forgot the sriracha right there.
Put a little on that egg and a little swirly swirl thingity-ding-ding right there. Let's start things off by tasting this Trader Joe's beef right there.
That's some good meat right there, just soft and tender. Let's move on.
Fish cake right there. Birria infused ramen right there. The juices from the birria means well with the seasoning in that beef cup noodle right there. And what is a bowl of ramen without that beautifully cooked soft boiled egg? Now that right there is a definite 10 out of 10.
Read my interviews, or do you skip my avenue when you
This video gonna be fire right here. Oh, Ramen the family thing. Welcome to week's 1 compilation of these videos I've been making for the one ramen a day for a year, righty.
Ran out of breath on that right there.
So if you don't know, I took on a challenge of eating 1 bowl of ramen every day for a goddamn year, and I figured at the end of the week I just give you guys a compilation, no music, just straight ASMR of each and every individual bowl I made this week, right? Some of the videos are vertical, but I'm gonna be filming them horizontally going forward. That's neither here nor there. So buckle up, raw fam, and enjoy the ride right there. Put a little bit of this water in that pot right there. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty?
Let's try some of this beef jerky marinated in that sauce. Bro, look at the cheese. Of course, we're gonna finish things off with one of these beautiful soft-boiled eggs right there. So far, this challenge is so easy, Ron fam. What else you got right there?
Damn, another day, another bowl over here. I don't know about you, Ron fan, but drumsticks are garbage over here.
Excuse me? No, excuse me? Mama said if you don't use my Takis, I'll get one of those chicken wings.
Oh my god.
Now would you look at this beautiful meal before me, righty? Let's start things off with the cup noodle right there.
You can't go wrong with a cup noodle right
Let's try some of this pickle brine blue taki covered chicken wing thing right there.
This thing right here.
Damn, another day, another bowl over here. In today's video, we're gonna be using green onions and shrimp for the ingredients right there. Yes, man. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of shrimp ramen in front of me, righty? Now obviously we're gonna start things off with a piece of shrimp right there. That BB-Go sauce adds a nice little zing to that garlic and butter taste right there. Let's try some of these shrimp noodles with some of that egg drop in that thing right there.
Oh, we got a hole right there.
The butter and garlic mix really well with that shrimp ramen right there, making this a definite 10 out of 10. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty? I'm kind of wondering what this prime gonna make it taste like right there. But let's dig in and see if this thing is sweet and spicy over here. The noodles are very, very sweet. With the spiciness from the BBQ sauce right there, adds that sweet and spicy zing to it right there. But Ron fan, would you believe me if I said this one right here is not half bad? I'll definitely have worse right there. I hope you enjoyed that video, Ron fam. I'm gonna finish making this thing of the ding, but I'll see you next week for another compilation of all these dishes right there. I love you, I mean it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thought he was gonna get away right there, Ron fam. Not today.
Hey, look, I have two pickles, I have two pickles, I have two pickles today. Hey, do big ding, little boing, bing,
It's mine. Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty? I'm kind of wondering what this prime gonna make it taste like right there. But let's dig in and see if this thing is sweet and spicy over here. The noodles are very, very sweet. With the spiciness from the BBQ sauce right there, adds that sweet and spicy zing to it right there. But Ron fan, would you believe me if I said this one right here is not half bad? I'll definitely have worse right there. Fam, let's give my dog some peanut butter over here. Is this peanut butter good for dogs right here? Indeed. You just gotta make sure you give him some natural peanut butter right. Now would you look at this crystallized homemade chocolate cookie? Think of the ding, righty.
I honestly don't remember a lot about my childhood. I kind of blacked it out, you know? It's not really a point in time that is like memorable to me. My parents were divorced. We lived with my dad in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the mountains. I think our closest neighbor was like miles and miles away. But I never really truly felt like I fit in with my siblings, really. We were all doing our own little thing, you know? We were homeschooled on top of that, so that was kind of weird. I idolized Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. I loved him, bro. I wanted to be him. I wanted to move to Australia and I wanted to work in a zoo with him. And I wanted to, you know, conserve wildlife and all that.
Look at those
stuff.
huge hypodermic needles.
And I wanted to be him so bad. Like I loved him. I wanted to be out there wrestling a crocodile. But most of my childhood I spent in my room playing video games. I saved up all my money that I had and I bought myself an Xbox 360 and I played that Xbox 360 like no other.
It was like my connection to the outside world. And other than that, I just watched movies 24/7, you know? I watched tons and tons and tons of movies. My perception of how the world was based on movies. Because I saw how families were together on holidays. I saw how they interacted with each other. And it made me long for that, you know? Even though as I grow up, I realized that that's just not how it is. That's just how it is in movies. I don't think families are really like that. I don't think families are that close. At least I've never noticed it or witnessed it. So during my live streams and comments on these tea time videos, I see a lot of people saying that they just don't feel like they fit in. They say that they get bullied in school because they're weird. I see people saying that they don't fit in. And I say to you, I grew up not fitting in and I still don't technically fit in. I just happen to have a lot of followers, so it makes it easier for people to interact with me. And like, no matter how old you get, you're always going to be considered to be weird for just being yourself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being yourself. I think you should be yourself 100% of the time. That's what I do. I don't care what people think about me at all. If you read my comments, I get called every racial slur. I get called all those types of things on the internet, and I don't really care. Like, I've accepted the fact that I'm not like most of you. Most of you are not like me. We're all individual people, and we should be celebrated for being weird and being different and being odd. I say all this to say, celebrate who you are. Be weird. Do your thing, bro. Don't let anybody get you down. Anyway, this tea smells absolutely amazing right there. So let's dig into this thing of the ding, and I hope I was able to help you right there. Ramen, another day, another leg plate for the Coda Shurubs right there. We're going to be using watermelon as one of the ingredients today. Did you know that black seeds contain cyanide? Although unlikely that your dog will be able to eat enough to get poisoned, you should definitely remove the seeds because it can be a choking hazard right there. We're also going to be adding some pumpkin puree. Make sure it's 100% pure pumpkin right there. A little dab of douya. Last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of this blueberry goat milk right there. Crush up that watermelon right there. Give it a little mixy. And then we're going to carefully pour it on that lick plate. Ding righty. ASMR.
Excuse me? No, excuse me? Mama said if you're gonna use my talkies, I'll get one of those chicken. We're gonna.
Ramen. How about another recipe for the lick pack ding over here? Some Greek yogurt, dollop of peanut butter. Make sure it's the natural kind right there with no added ingredients on the back of that thing right there. Last but not least, some blueberry creamy goat milk. We're also going to be adding some skin and coat supplements for his coat right there. Keep it a little mixy, and then you're going to pour it onto that lick plate right there.
Hey, nephew! That better not be my goddamn gumbo over here.
Yes, man. It tastes like berries. Blood orange and pineapple right there. This a thick one right there. This one is a definite lychee raspberry right there, but it's in the shape of a rose over here. Definite. That's a lot of sugar right there. We'll do one more. Kiwi and lychee right there. I like the blue. Overall, Ramen fam, they were all pretty.
This is my alter ego.
I need the max win. I need the max win. I need the max win.
This is my
Max
alter ego.
win. Max win.
Alter ego. Ego.
I need the max win. I need the max win.
My alter ego.
Max win.
Alter ego. Ego.
I need the max win.
Ego.
Max win.
Now would you look at this beautiful bowl of ramen before me, righty?
Let's try some of this beef jerky marinated in that sauce. Bro, look at the cheese. The cheese just keeps coming, bro. Of course, we're gonna finish things off with one of these beautiful soft-boiled eggs right there. So far, this challenge is so easy, Ramen. What else you got right there?
Our first ingredient is sardines drenched in extra virgin olive oil right there. Second ingredient is non-fat plain Greek yogurt.
Finish things off one of these beautiful
Bowl of ramen before me, righty.
All right, let's start with one of these soup-filled dumplings right here from Trader Joe's. Let's try some of the enoki mushrooms. Let's try some of our noodles right there. That takes me back to college right there. Let's